Previously on Azeroth Choppers.
We're getting to really the final steps, and what that entails is completely taking the bike apart. Those individual pieces will go out to get painted.
This is your paint job right here. Done. By now, usually this really looks like something. It's not. We got to put a front fender on this bike.
No, I'm not doing it. Don't know where we're gonna go from here, but I'm not gonna go willingly.
Visually, we need to see a lot today. Handlebars on, this front shield on, the tank on. Today we start the final assembly. It has been a long road, but we're not quite done yet. We should try and figure out what it is we want that fender to look like. It has been a mystery. One of the biggest unresolved creative portions of the Alliance bike has been this front fender. I want to build a front fender for this now during assembly, okay? We're actually gonna have to do some fab during the assembly process, which is very unusual.
To me, the bike looks a little bit naked in the front, so I think it needs something.
Trader.
Brendan was pushing back. He likes the tracks. He thought it should be bare, but I just knew it would not be balanced enough. So you guys could keep cranking on the assembly. You need to start building a fender.
I don't like it. I think it should have nothing.
I like the idea of a fender. That was the original concept, and I think you don't want to build something.
He just has an opinion like I do. And my opinion just happens to trump everyone else's.
Paul and I have to work together on the front fender to see where we're gonna go. So now we have to draw a bunch of different papers and go through that process, and hopefully we nail one down. I think you should leave it open, but we can cover up the side.
Okay.
We are in the beginning stages of assembly. Got the frame back, motor, tranny, charging system, primary, front end. Then from there, we got to do wiring and start buttoning stuff up. So I got my fingers crossed at this point. What are the chances of that thing being friggin' dead perfect, huh?
Yeah, that was too
easy.
Yeah, I mean, something's gonna go horribly wrong in a second.
No.
The Horde has a lot of stuff, so we're able to get a lot going, and it probably went together better than any project I've ever worked on.
Nice.
Cody and I worked real well together. Things generally went pretty smooth and calm on our side, and then over in the Alliance, you got those guys bickering and fighting constantly.
It might just be add-on side pieces where we almost hide this a little. We'll do two separate fenders, one on each half.
The initial thought of a front fender almost made me puke when Paul was thinking about it.
I feel like if it's gonna have any aggressive quality, it's gonna need this. It wasn't until I took the exhaust and I kind of flipped it over, that's when the front end sword thing came into being. It added an edge to the Alliance bike that it really needed to compete with the Horde. It'll look sick. Yeah.
At first, with the front fender, completely hated it, thought it was a bad idea from the get-go. Now, I actually like it.
That scared the crap out of me.
Didn't even faze me.
I think everybody's getting a little tense. There were some fireworks involved. So it's things like this that cut down on the stress and just make it for a little bit more of a lighthearted atmosphere. Code eats firecrackers.
You come up on this thing, someone's gonna be freaking bleeding. This bike has come along to this point, probably one of the easiest I've done to date. Luckily enough, I don't have Pete on my team, so I don't really have to worry about scratches and dents as much.
I chipped our beautiful powder coat. I happen to have a little stash of blue paint lying around just for the occasion.
Scratch and dent strikes again. I'm walking away.
Dude. He put a big old scratch in it, cleaning it up. Doesn't want anyone to see it. How many of these bikes have you scratched? Pretty much everyone?
No, not every one. They like to call me Scratch and Dent, because my past, I've scratched and dented a few things. Look at that, go on.
I'm waiting on paint from Nub, so it's gonna be right down to the wire for both of these. Special delivery! There he is.
Whoa.
Whoa! Everything looked absolutely incredible, and we got to assembling. I think that was the last piece, fellas. We're ready to fire her up. So the bikes are done and they look absolutely amazing, but the truth is they're not finished until they start. Dan, Cody,
Are we ready to fire this thing
come
now?
on down here. Yes, we're firing this thing up.
Come on.
Listen to me. It's the most beautiful number 2 I've ever seen.
Every competition we've done so far through the whole build-off, you guys are losers.
Because we're a guy shy.
I'm gonna call Sam and Chris from over at Blizzard. I'm gonna FaceTime them. And
All right.
Brendan, you're the team leader. You might as well fire this sucker up. I figured, you know what? Let me call the guys over at Blizzard. They've been invested in this project all the way through. And if we're gonna fire these things up, I might as well have them on the phone.
Got a call from Paul.
Excellent.
Gonna see some bikes.
Hey, listen, we figured we'd give you guys a call because we're getting ready to fire the Alliance bike up.
We got to see the bikes for the first time. That Alliance bike is out of control.
You ready?
Fire it up.
Okay.
Hell yeah! And then he fired it up, and it definitely was pure power.
You start that thing up, the exhaust sounded amazing, and after all the hard work these guys put in, to have this thing fire up pretty much in one shot is really rewarding. All right, come on, let's go fire up the Horde.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the winning bike.
You want to hear this thing rumble?
Ready to hear some Horde, please.
All right, man, fire
right.
that thing up.
I'm expecting the roar of Kodo beasts. It sort of sounded like a goblin lawnmower.
This is the worst possible time for this thing not to start.
All right, we got issues.
This thing went so smooth, something was bound to happen. Sorry, guys. We're having technical difficulties.
Did you check the central junction box?
Hey, this may be a weird question. Did you guys put the carburetor right side up?
Did you check the grim sprockets?
You're funny.
It doesn't seem like the Goblin engineering is quite up to snuff.
Are you kidding me? I got the clients on the phone here.
Hey, what do you think? I planned for this to happen?
Right away, Cody went into a troubleshooting mode.
All right, well, we got to check for spark.
It was a little embarrassing to jump on there and have it not start.
I think it might just be maybe a wire in this ignition.
I had to take some stuff apart. I ended up finding a wire that wasn't fully secured. I checked that wire, retightened it, and it's time to turn the key and see if this thing fires.
What's that, Paul?
I think we're gonna get it this time. We're gonna try and fire it up. I think it'll work.
When he started up that bike, it sounded like the sons and daughters of Ogrimmar all roaring with one triumphant battle cry.
Hear that? That's what the winning bike sounds like!
Indeed. And what I heard was, Horde wins.
What a relief it was to hear that thing fire. Good, I'm glad you guys got to see this. We're gonna load them up, get them out of here. See you in Cali. Alliance is smooth, it's elegant. It still looks aggressive, but from the front, it's got these awesome swords sticking out just past the track, flowing up to this shield with the lion face on it. And then we have this articulating armor gas tank that's all aluminum and all brass and just flows out beautifully.
Our bike is ultra sexy. It's just a powerful, sleek weapon. I think the fans will look at it and go, wow. I'm crossing our fingers it gets in the game, and I don't know how anybody could not vote for it.
It's armored out. You ride that thing in a battle, you ain't gonna get touched.
I hope the fans love this bike as much as I do. There's a lot of hard work into it, and we'd really like to see it in the game.
The Horde bike, it just overall has this very aggressive stature. Starting with the chain front wheel that's like 30 inches tall, flowing into this tusk front end, going up to these chain handlebars. We did a nice job with the Horde logo and all this metal trim around it. And then these crazy fenders with these spikes sticking off them. This thing was menacing.
It so nails everything that the Horde is about. It's gonna be awesome to be able to mount up on the bike that I built and wreak some havoc around Azeroth. Can't wait.
I think going into battle on the Horde bike, you're gonna do far better than going into battle on the Alliance bike.
really fun to watch these two projects roll out of the shop. I mean, these are Azeroth choppers, so they belong in that world of Azeroth. They belong in the game World of Warcraft. It's nice that these bikes are on a trailer and on their way to California. That means we've done our job on this side, and now really it's just up to the fans to decide which one they like better.
All right, get these things to Cali.
They're so unique and so distinctly different from anything in my 10-year career that I've ever seen. I couldn't be more proud of them.
Alliance, you've seen your bike. Go to AzerothChoppers.com right now and cast your vote. Our honor is on the line.
All right, Horde, you've seen the bike. Now it's time to bring this thing to a close with Horde victorious. The only way to do that is for you to vote now.
Yeah.